Welcome back, people. Today I will be reacting to another video by abaandpreach, and this one is called Women Over 23 Are Leftovers. I'm sure I'm gonna have a lot to say about that comment. RedPill guru goes after Preach's wife, gets exposed as a fraud. Are they gonna get the fresh and fit treatment? Let's see.
This man makes fun of other people's spouses and different things like that. Claims he would never date a single mom. Well, somebody pulled up his quote-unquote girlfriend's bankruptcy records, because those are public records that anyone has access to, and they found some interesting information.
Something tells me this guy has probably gotten his feelings hurt by a single mom. Hurt people hurt people.
This man makes fun of other people's spouses and different things like that. Claims he would never date a single mom. Well, somebody pulled up his quote-unquote girlfriend's bankruptcy records, because those are public records that anyone has access to, and they found some interesting information. Let's see and listen.
Devin is one of just a few women I've dated, older women I've dated, who didn't have any kids when I met them. But again, they're the exceptions. Devin is my girlfriend. She is not my wife. We have never been married. She is not a single mother, and we have not adopted anybody. I got a 13-year-old niece that stays here at least twice a week. Because Olivia, she's 14 years old now, and she's a beautiful girl. She
might as well be your fucking daughter, dude. Come on with all these disclaimers. Well, technically, she's not my wife, so the criticism I direct to people on the outside doesn't apply to me.
And so as we now look at her application on the screen and go to the section describing her household, it states, do you have dependents? Yes. Does dependent live with you? Yes. Dependent's age, 10 years old. Dependent's relationship to debtor 1, daughter.
It does surprise me that these guys continue to maintain a following despite them being obvious hypocrites. Look at Myron. Didn't he knock up a random Miami chick in her 20s on accident and wasn't able to convince her to get an abortion? That's not alpha male behavior, but these are the guys that you look up to. Someone who's going to be paying child support for a baby he didn't even want. That man is going to have to pump money from his bank account to that woman's bank account for the next 18 years. Y'all think that's alpha male behavior?
I don't care what kind of woman you choose to be your girl. Be with who you want to be. You want to date a single mom? I don't care.
And honestly, I think it's dope that people are open enough to dating single parents. When you're a single mom or a single dad, it's harder to find partners because not only are they obligated to commit to you, they are by default obligated to commit to your child because it's a package deal. So anyone who has the patience, compassion, and willingness to make that sacrifice, big ups to them. I don't know why you would clown somebody for dating a single mom.
Making fun of other men for dating single moms and criticizing those women.
Now keep in mind that this also contradicts everything Donovan Sharp has taught his audience about the types of women to avoid, going all the way back to his days when he wrote for Return of Kings, to his free ebook called 16 Ways to Immediately Disqualify Her for a Relationship, where he states that single mothers should be avoided as they make for the worst girlfriends, wives, and mothers.
I was a single mom. We all got to start somewhere. Don't commit to them. You've been married before.
I have.
Okay, you've been married before.
I got married young, and I was married for a very long time. You know, for the 20-something years before we met, you know, as an adult. You know, for the 20-something years before we met, you know, as an adult. You know, for the 20-something years before we met, you know, as an adult.
I met you when you were 32. You are an older woman. Devin, my girlfriend, is an older woman. Okay? Yes, my girlfriend is an older woman. She turned 36 back in February. I misled my audience about Devin's age, but I did that for privacy purposes.
No, because you said that women over 23 are leftovers. You misled your audience so they wouldn't know how much of a hypocrite you are because you yourself are dating a woman over 23. And if they knew about that discrepancy, then their trust for you would go out the window. So be honest about why you misled them. It wasn't because of privacy. It was because they're obviously going to compare what you preach to what you practice and say, this shit ain't matching up. This guy might be a hypocrite. I don't really want to take advice from a hypocrite.
And Dev is 45.
Every day you get online and you lie about the fact that that woman has a daughter. That the woman that you call your girl, your wife, has a daughter.
That she was a single mom when he met her.
And you're only, are you lying about it? You lying about the fact that your girl's old? which is fine. But you lying about it while telling other people to not wife up used goods. That's what you say.
Devin is my girlfriend. She is not my wife. We have never been married. She is not a single mother, and we have not adopted anybody.
So you say that during bankruptcy, she lied about the fact that this was her daughter? She lied to the government? Is that what you want us to believe?
Maybe
that she's committing fraud?
Maybe that's what it is. He's dating a single mother.
Okay, yes, I do. What do you take into conjunction the fact that the niece, who's exactly the exact same age, visits twice a week? The circumstantial evidence don't look good for you, does it?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
There are older women out here, older single moms who are out here out competing younger
She looks so uncomfortable.
women. I'm not saying this would be easy, but it is possible. So what would be your advice to your friend?
Well, okay, so does she have full custody of this child, or does she have shared parental?
Let's say she has a 50-50. Let's
Then
say
if
1
she's
week on, 1 week
50-50,
off.
then she's not a single mom.
Oh,
She's co-parenting.
Okay.
Caveats. I love how they just keep sneaking them in.
That makes sense because you're not a single parent at that point.
No,
okay.
you're definitely not. You're no more single than a single parent than if you were still married.
Do you see how he makes it work? Do you see how he makes it work? They've made up their own definition of single mom. If we share custody...
Got it.
Did you see what she did?
You did good. You guys are good.
And if I'm wrong, I want all the Red Pill fans to come in the comments saying, am I wrong about what I'm saying? If a woman says, I ain't a single mother, she's with her dad 3 days a week, what you gonna say? What you gonna say?
Donovan Sharp made a video recently talking about my alleged wife.
Alleged wife.
It's just so dumb.
And this...
Like, they really tried.
She really tried, and I'm going to explain to you because I haven't spoken about it, and I'm explaining to you what happened. What happened was this. When the whole debacle with Fresh and Fit, they were trying to get some juice to get at us. And what happened on my other Instagram page that got canceled, that got deleted, right? They went throughout all my pictures, and they went to see if they could find a picture of my wife. If you don't know anything about me, I don't post about what I got. I'm talking about where I live, vehicles, whatever. I don't post that. I don't put pictures. I don't put pictures of my people around me. Why? Because people on the internet are fucking weirdos, okay? They found a picture of someone, and I'm going cheeks to cheeks with that person, right? We're cheeks to cheeks, and we're blowing a kiss. And they took that picture, and they said, that's his wife. Got him. It's not my wife.
No, she's a comedian.
She's a comedian.
I have pictures with her. He has pictures with her.
And just like that, she got free promotion because this guy was being an asshole. It's funny how karma works.
That is my homie for real, okay? She is not my wife. Very talented comedian, very talented actress in Quebec, right? Where we live at. She didn't know that. They went on and they ran with it. And they called this person, even if that person was my wife. Let's say she was my wife. To go after people's wives, you have so little arguments that you have to go through people's wife. But you're so dumb that you don't even realize. That's not even though. So you go out there and you slander someone that has no relationship to me.
So in this clip, now he's talking about another man and his wife, who also happened to be a single mother before he got married to her. And now he's talking about this woman named Cassie, who's that single mother. I want you to hear what he says about her.
Cassie West has been ran through. Cassie West was a single mom when she married David West.
Do you have to talk about her like that? You know, these guys have no morals, no etiquette, no respect.
West chased bad boys. She's a Karen that was ran through like everybody else was.
What did she do to you for you to talk about her like that? What the is the matter with you? These people come from a different universe. They don't come from where I come from. Because you talk about women where I come from. A woman in my family, a woman that I know, a woman that I'm with, not where I come from. I'm glad he feels safe enough to talk his shit from an undisclosed location, but I hope he's careful enough to keep that fuckery behind closed doors, because this is not normal behavior. To go around talking about people's wives getting ran through and used. Like, why are you being such an asshole?
And this explains why explains why David West.
If that man's wife got ran through, then what about your girl?
He married David West. Cassie West chased bad boys. She's a Karen that was ran through like everybody else was a single mom. And this explains why this explains why David West is as weak as he is. But yeah, David, listen, man. I'm not trying to be mean-spirited, but you married a single mom.
No, you are trying to be mean-spirited. Don't do that shit. Now you're a pussy. You were bad enough when you were a hypocrite, but now you're being a pussy.
I'm not trying to be mean-spirited, but you married a single mom. Like, that doesn't make you a bad dude. And Cassie, you being a single mom when you married David, that doesn't make you a bad...
Stop with the passive-aggressive shit, dude. You just called him a weak man and said that his girl got ran through.
Just understand that it's out there. Cassie, let's not pretend that you didn't take the typical route that most modern women take. And David, let's not pretend that you're some apex alpha male.
Oh, here we go with the red pill flashcards, with the terminology, you know, the terms that they use, a different fucking... They need their own dictionary. And I emphasize dick when I say the red pill dictionary, because that's how these guys behave, like a bunch of dicks.
Throwing stones from glass houses. You out here criticizing him, talking about he's not an alpha apex predator. What are you?
What the fuck is an alpha apex predator anyway, bro? Are we like, what's wrong with you, bro? What are you, are you a bear in the wilderness? Like, what's an alpha? That's what I think. I think of like an alligator in the Nile River. I think about a great white shark in the ocean when I think about apex predator. I don't think about a guy that sits behind a mic looking like Mr. Potato Head.
At least he admits whatever life he's living to. Who cares? You're the one who's lying about the fact that she's a niece. You're the one who's lying about your girl's age. That's you, who are not even man enough to actually come into the light with the woman that you're with.
Get on it.
Any man who marries a woman past the age of 23 years old, you're getting leftovers. Devin, let me get you into this conversation because I met you when you were 32.
Pause. He said married. Again, he's playing on words.
He's married.
He's married to her?
He's married. They're just lying about the records.
Oh, that's even better.
That you interrupt and you have to lie to so many people. That's fucking sad, my guy. You're spewing like hate and lies to people just to sell an image. You're a sad human being. I'm not even pissed off no more.
Let me be generous. Maybe it's not his wife. That's the girl that you've been in a committed long-term relationship for 5 to 6 years. It doesn't even change anything. The person you're choosing to make a long-term commitment to is exactly what you describe as a person not to get with to everyone else.
As ran through and as
used goods, that's your girl. That's how you talk about your girl.
Girls think it's cute and attractive to brag about their sexual escapades, but I waste zero time in 304 shaming them. Dude, when we first started dating, she used to brag about the dudes that she had smashed.
Yeah, don't do that. Word to the wise, if you're in a relationship with somebody, don't brag to them about the men or the women you've been with. Even if they ask, keep it short and sweet. If they want to do that, ask them straight up. I noticed that you tend to bring up your exes. I just wanted to know if you could explain why. And if their answer isn't clear, you can ask a follow-up question like, are you over them? Because if you're not over them and you have some like healing that you need to do, I completely respect that, but I would prefer for us to live in the present, which means not making constant references to our past partners, right? They've moved on, and I think it's time for us to move on. And if the person you're with doesn't take heed to that message and they want to live in the past and keep thinking about and talking about their exes, that's a bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, she used to brag about
I don't know how to fix that.
All the time. Now, at first, I just told her, okay, stop. She didn't.
Hold up. Okay, let me just say something. I don't know what's wrong with your life, brother, and the women that you're with, but no woman comes to me to tell me about all the dudes they've been ran through by.
Yeah. Young women will sometimes do that. Girls who are inexperienced with relationships and don't necessarily understand like the etiquette of a good relationship will do that. Girls who want to make you like jealous and like to play mind games will do that. There are variations of girls who will bring up their exes while they're in a relationship with you, but typically they know better.
Fucking pathetic ass loser they don't respect.
You like
if women are coming to you like, man, I took the biggest. Like, if women are saying that shit to you, you're a fucking loser, and they don't look at you anything better than the scum off their feet. Bruh, I ain't never.
No, I don't think that means you're a loser. Some women are just, I don't know, like in their past relationships, maybe that person hurt them so badly that they're still going through it and they can't help but to like replay certain moments over and over in their head. A lot of the stories I've been told by girls about their exes while I've dated them were more so like sad stories where they were like taken advantage of or abused, stuff like that. And even that, you kind of want to look at that as a red flag, right? And that was more so when I was young. I dated girls who had like dicey histories and hadn't overcome their trauma yet. The older I get, the better I am at, I don't know, I guess like filtering them out based on behaviors. That's really the rubric that I use to determine whether someone is a good fit for me as a romantic partner. I want to know about their character. I want to know about their morals. I want to know about what they value. She doesn't have to have the fattest ass. She doesn't have to look like a Victoria's Secret model. She doesn't have to be an 18, 19, or 20-year-old. I think the youngest girl I dated was 19 when I was 23. No, I was like 24. And even that gap was, it was too much for me to handle because we just weren't on the same page. She was really sweet and I liked her a lot. Nothing was like inherently wrong with her. I mean, we all have issues, but all right, I'm getting off topic.
Hold up. Guys in the comments, when you kick it with a girl and she likes you, have you ever heard her start talking about the previous she used to like this?
She'll do it if she doesn't respect you and it's out of jealousy. Yep. Because that has happened to me one time. In fairness to her, I think I was the first one to bring up past relationships and I was young back then, so I didn't really know how to read the room well. And if I had to guess, she felt some type of way about it and carried that resentment with her, which led her to bringing up a guy she was with in the past who she really liked and fucked her really well. Yeah, so that has happened to me once.
But you realize that a lot of these dudes who do this red pill manosphere stuff, a lot of them are just cornballs who actually have zero game and zero ability to seduce women.
Now, at first, I just told her, okay, stop. She didn't. And then I told her, look, stop it.
No. It's stop, and then if it happens again, I'm out the fucking door. Especially at the beginning of a relationship. If I lay out what my boundaries are, and you show that you can't respect those boundaries in the first few weeks, gotta go.
She did it one more time. One more time.
You let her get away with it 3 times?
She did it one more time. One more time. She tested me.
Hey, listen.
One more time.
And this is a common criticism I have about guys in the red pill space, which is the reason why they hold so much resentment in their hearts is because they are the ultimate simps. And this is their way of getting back at the women who have wronged them. And it makes sense. If you have a history of being a pushover and not being assertive in relationships and letting women walk all over you, it makes sense that one day you're going to wake up, resent women, and hate them for everything they ever did to you and try to like dedicate your life to just dragging them through the mud instead of being introspective and asking yourself where you went wrong. It makes sense that they would do that because people have a tendency to look for external enemies instead of locating the internal enemy within them.
I always felt like I'll fight anybody because everybody was the enemy, you know, and now I'm here without nothing, away from everyone, and I really took the time to find out, you know, who the enemy was, and it's not that it was the enemy, it was the enemy, the inner me.
This man established a boundary and said, don't do it. And the girl had so little respect for him. She's like, man, bro, you need to know about all the I've taken. She's like, no, stop. No, you have to understand. I was with this fucking behemoth. Stop. That was it. He wanted to tell you how to be a leader. Can't even lead his own house.
Oh, my days.
You got 5'2" white women disrespecting him to his face.
One more time. She tested me.
It's like every man wants to be a leader, but not every man has leadership skills. If you want to be a fucking leader, then you need to behave like a leader. And that doesn't mean being possessive or being controlling, which is what these guys often conflate with being protective. Those are two completely separate things. They want somebody who's going to be reliable, responsible, and have good judgment. That's different than you telling the woman where she could go, what she could do, who she could be with. That might work with a woman who lacks self-esteem, has a bad relationship with her father, and is used to being emotionally abused. But that's not going to work on a chick who knows who she is, knows what she wants, and has confidence in herself. But that's the thing about a lot of these guys. They like to use the emotional shortcomings of damaged women to boost their self-esteem. Because deep down, a lot of these guys really do feel worthless, right? And they really do hate themselves. They know that without the money, they're nothing. That's why they try to overcompensate with the bravado, with the flashiness, with the unnecessary hostility. These are compensatory mechanisms when you are not comfortable in your own skin.
2 white women disrespecting him to his face.
One more time. She tested me.
If I could give this man any advice, it would be to learn how to love himself.
5'2" white women disrespecting him
And don't
to
laugh.
his face.
I know some of y'all are gonna laugh, but I genuinely mean that.
One more time. She tested me. I shamed her literally to tears. You better believe it. I called her.
Dude, that's what a teenager does. That's a teenager's response. That's not how you communicate in a healthy way with your partner.
Every name in the book.
Why would
Why?
you want to have a relationship with someone that you do that to?
That's your girl.
I'm not talking to him because that's sad. I'm talking to y'all people out there, okay? If you have to resort into shaming someone, get the f out the relationship. You do
As soon as I feel like that, I'm gone. Especially in the beginning. If I feel like that in the beginning, if I'm already feeling this way on the 5th date, I could only imagine how I'm gonna feel 5 months from now.
If the person disrespects you and you disrespect them, and then you think that's how you get out of there.
That's not how you
that's
resolve
not good.
conflict.
You do
bro.
that because you can't get better. Say it like it is.
This is you.
I don't have to keep nobody in line.
Say that again.
Say what?
Say that again.
Shame her. If you got value, you don't sit there having to yell and scream at a woman. You don't have to.
Never.
This is sad.
First off, you already garnered enough respect that she never goes that far. But secondly,
Exactly.
if she's acting out of pocket, you'd be like, deuces. You think I would sit there unless a woman say some crazy stuff about my family, my mom, and then push the envelope? Oh no, you gone. And she knows, which is why they never do that around me.
Exactly.
Again,
those are the types of women that you want to get into a relationship with. That's why I always say avoid women who subscribe to the mindset that they want a man to put them in their place. Run for the fucking hills when you hear something like that. Run for the hills because she's bad news. Whenever you hear a girl say, I need a man to put me in my place when I'm out of line. Do I look like your fucking father? Excuse me, but last time I checked, you're not my daughter and I'm not your father. We might get in a little role play, but no, that's not how it's supposed to work. I'm not going to control a woman. She needs to control herself. You grown ass woman. Now it could be like playful. You know what I'm saying? We could be like playful when it comes to that shit. But as far as me, like having to put somebody in their line, no, baby. What am I, training a dog? If I want to put somebody in their place, I'm going to get a dog and teach the dog how to sit and roll over and bark and shut up. But you're not a dog. You're a human being. What, you want me to train you? Baby, you got too many bad habits. I can't teach an old dog new trick. No, I'm fucking around. Any girl that says that, I need a man who could check me when I'm out of line. Check yourself. You don't need me to check you. People aren't perfect. And sometimes she's going to say something that hurts my feelings. I'm going to say something that hurts her feelings. So I don't want y'all to think that you should break up with somebody whenever they hurt your feelings. That's not the point I'm trying to convey. The point that I'm trying to convey is that if y'all are not on the same page, then you need to have an adult conversation about that. You don't have to be emotional. You don't have to get loud. You don't have to call them names. Just tell them how it makes you feel when they say something that you don't like to hear or they do something that you don't want them to do. And it's up to them to decide whether they want to adhere to that boundary or whether they don't. And if they don't, then what else is there to talk about? And if they do, then great.
and I'm also very respectful and kind. This is a mutual thing. It's not a one-way street, all right? I know how to act around ladies, but they also know how to act around me in that regards because why? There's mutual respect there. You don't have that because she don't really see you as that much of a man. That's the only way you can tell me that she's talking to you this crazy.
And certain that I am not the biggest ever that Devin's ever taken.
You worrying about how big another man's is, bro. She's with you. No need to be insecure, man. She's with you. That's all that matters. Do you think it runs through my head when I'm with a woman how many guys she's been with or whether they fucked her better than I did? None of this goes through my mind because they couldn't keep her. So live in the present. That's why I told y'all, if y'all ever find yourselves in a situation where your girl keeps bringing up her exes because something's wrong with her, then ask her what's wrong with her. But don't do it in like a rude way or be like, I don't want to hear about those guys. Just be like, oh, I'm curious. Like, you keep bringing them up. Like, do you want me to help you find a therapist, or like what's going on? Like, are you still in the healing process? Is there anything I could do to aid you in that process? Because it feels like, you know, your mind is in the past. You know, like, come on, it's me and you, no? But honestly, it's a red flag. Like Abba said, if your girl doesn't know better than to like not do that shit, then I don't know, you might have to find another one.
And the way I fuck her is not the best she's ever had. She's had bigger and better than me. She hasn't told me this, but I know. I'm almost positive Devin's had bigger, better than mine. But if I ever found out what one of these guys looked like, if I ever found out that one of those guys had a 12-inch, you better believe I'm going to be insecure. You kidding me? I don't have a 12-inch. Devin's had bigger than her. Now I gotta see what that looks like. Of course it makes us insecure. That's another reason why men of value don't commit to women with high body count.
I'm gonna fast forward this a little because I just saw something. It looked like a mugshot.
Your affiant learned from the Plant City Police Department that on September 8, 2003, Edwin Hopkins Jr. had used his father's social security number to rent an apartment in Pinellas County, Florida. Your affiant went to the apartment complex and obtained a copy of Edwin Hopkins Jr.'s rental application, which includes Edwin Hopkins Jr.'s signature and Edwin Hopkins Sr.'s social security.
Hold on, is this Mr. Potato Head?
Edwin Hopkins Jr.'s signature and Edwin Hopkins Sr.'s social security number. Your affiant learned that Edwin Hopkins Jr. had defaulted on his rental payments in the amount of $8,000.08. On June 16, 2004, your affiant spoke with Edwin Hopkins Sr., who advised that the outstanding balance showed up on his credit report. Edwin Hopkins Sr. does wish to prosecute his son for the crime of identity theft.
Oh, so this man stole his father's identity.
My dad, the spineless beta male he is, does not have the heart to step to his own son and say, hey, look, son, I disagree with you.
This man defrauded his own father. He used his social insurance and his stuff to get an apartment, defaulted on the apartment. The debt went to the dad, and it went on his social bureau. The dad pressed charges, and they went after him in court.
But this is who y'all look up to. I don't know what to say. Listen, your idol doesn't have to be a guy who sits behind a camera. It could be the mailman. It could be your teacher. It could be the guy who works in the factory. As young men, we have to do a better job at identifying good role models and not equating a man's wisdom or knowledge with how much money he has in his pocket or how many subscribers he has on YouTube. Because those are not good metrics to use when searching for a responsible adult male who could help guide you through life.
He's done a bunch of other different forms of fraud. And so what you recognize,
that's what he does.
There's a history.
Yeah, history of lying and deceit. Yes. All right. If y'all enjoyed this reaction, please comment, like, and subscribe. I will see y'all next time. Peace.